Hello, I'm Susan Sharples, and I'm here with my producer and videographer, Megan Sullivan. She's the director of the Stanley County Historical Museum, and we'd like to welcome you to what we're calling the Stanley County Ghost Project. Now, the story we're going to tell you today happens not so very long ago. It is a sad, sad tale that will tug at your heart. And it is one that is, we can say, true. It started in 1957 in March. Not here in this law office, but out on a farm. A farmer by the name of Lucas Freeman went out in his field early in the morning to plow. When he came back to his home, he went in the house and discovered his 8-year-old son, little Lou, had been killed. An unknown assailant had come into the house and killed the boy. What happened after he discovered the body is a bit curious. His neighbor, a teenager named Ray McMillan, said that he was awakened whenever he heard Lucas coming in from the field on his tractor. He came out of his house and noticed Lucas putting the tractor away in the barn and going into the house. Lucas tells it a different way. He was put on trial, and at his trial, there was that one witness for the prosecution, Ray McMillan. But when the defense put Lucas on there, he told a totally different story. He said that he had come into the yard and met Ray McMillan coming home from a night out carousing. Ray had come over into his yard to ask if there was something he could do to earn some money. Lucas explained that it was his son, little Lou's, 8th birthday, and he was going to take him out of town to visit some relatives. And if he wanted to, Ray could do some chores around the place, and he would pay him for that. And Ray agreed. They settled on a price of $5. But having no money on him, Lucas went to the truck and pulled out his checkbook and wrote a check for $5. He then went back and finished up his chores out and around at the barn. He took a shower out in the back of the barn, came to the house, and that's where he found his dear little Lou killed and bloody. He fell to his knees, grabbing the boy and hugging him tightly. Realizing there was nothing he could do, he then laid him gently back in the bed and called the sheriff. The sheriff came out and investigated. The investigation is very different from what it would be today. There was no DNA evidence. There was no forensic science. They did what they could. They found no murder weapon. They heard Ray McMillan's story, but found no check or sign of a check written to him. So Lucas was arrested. At his trial, the jurors on October 25th, 1957, found him guilty. They sentenced him to 20 years at a labor camp. Well, that seems to be what should end it, but it wasn't, because a year later, on October 25th, Ray McMillan, the only witness for the prosecution, died in a single car accident on his way home after having been out all night. In 1962, on October 25th, more peculiar incidents happened.